Gentlemen, this afternoon Lieutenant Lynx will lead a free hunt mission to the city of Mönchengladbach, where you will seek and destroy German transportation targets. Preferred targets are enemy railway assets. Typhoons from 184 Squadron will provide top cover. The weather is largely unchanged since yesterday, still low overcast with snow and possible fog. Good luck.
Cleared for takeoff.
Chieftain, taking off. Out.
Welcome back aboard my P-47 Thunderbolt for the second mission of this career. Today it's a free hunt mission and I'm leading it. I guess the CO was impressed by my performance yesterday, because that was a bit surprising to me. Anyway, just making sure the engine is set up as needed, and we'll get out of here. Tail wheels locked, radiators and all other engine settings are good. Let's go. Make sure my parking brake's released, hoy hoy. Which it is. Airspeed's alive. Try and work my way over to the center line a little bit. Alright. Won't push it, but seem to have enough speed. Up we go. Gear is up. Well, coming up.
Chieftain, 2. Airborne.
Airborne indeed.
Flight. Chieftain, airborne. Over.
Chieftain, proceed with your mission.
Alright.
3. Airborne.
So we'll bring it back to maximum continuous power and shut the cowl flat. I'll maintain runway heading for just a little bit. Our initial heading for the route is going to be 063. I'll pop over to the map in just a little bit. I'm going to climb as high as I can get away with without flying into the clouds. I would prefer not to have losses to flak en route this time. Unfortunately, the weather is forcing us kind of low where we're a little bit more vulnerable to the light stuff. So. Anyway, as soon as I've got it trimmed, I'll pop up in the map. So as you can see, our set heading point is sort of over the middle of these woods here, so we're just about to it. From there, we will take a heading of 063 and continue to climb. And needless to say, since I'm leading the mission today, we've got a bit of a low-level navigation exercise, so that should be interesting. Gives me something to do en route, so that's fine by me. And already crossing that canal, so it's not a super useful navigational checkpoint. Probably this river and this river will be where I'm kind of trying to tell how much I might be drifting. What's the wind anyway? I should have checked that before we set off. Especially since it's not in the briefing. Okay, well, I guess we're doing mostly pilotage navigation today. So, I think from what I saw in the briefing, the cloud ceiling should be like at least 3,000 feet.
In combat sector. Over.
And these are our Typhoons that are going to be providing our fighter escort today. I guess if they need to fly above me, I shouldn't fly right below the cloud deck, eh? I suppose that would make sense. See the guys getting formed up back there. Visibility is a little better today, so that should help with navigation. Once again, this canal out in front of us is pretty plainly visible, and I should spot that river we're meant to cross. It's not a very long trip to the target today, so... Okay, 063 at that point. I'll engage the level autopilot, which I think the real P-47 had, so I don't feel quite so bad about using that. And I'll dial back to what is, I think, generally referred to as the medium cruise setting, which is 32 inches manifold pressure and 2250 RPM, or thereabouts, which is a setting at which we can use auto lean on the mixture and save a little fuel on the way. Not that that's a problem. I mean, I've taken 70% fuel. The campaign generator only gave me 60, but I thought I'd take a little extra just to keep the main tank full. But I don't anticipate running out. It's a short trip to the target. Ooh, can I see that river yet? Yes, I can, but I can't really pick out the details that'll tell me which bit of it I'm... Oh. But these gaps in the forest are pretty clear to me. Yeah, we seem to be on track, so I don't think I have too much else to add. Let me think. Yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, As I was saying, short trip, Mönchengladbach is just in front of the front line, so trying to interdict German transport coming into it would seem to be a logical thing to do. We've got a railway line running through the city and what looks like probably a railway station in the northeast corner, so that's the first spot I will look for targets. What else? Check my T's and P's. Oil temperature is fine. Cylinder heads are fine. Yeah. I mean, the P-47 seems like a complex aircraft in terms of engine management, but a lot of things actually don't need tweaking very often, like the intercoolers or the so-called inlet shutters in game. Like, you can usually set those to 50% neutral and leave them 99% of the time. Oil radiator is usually good at 50% or less on a cold day like this, and the cow flaps are basically just shut during almost all phases of flight, so it's less to worry about than one might think, once you've got everything squared away at the beginning at least. So anyway, we will carry on towards the target. Okay, welcome back. We're just about to cross over the front line. That is the city of Mönchengladbach down there. That's our target area. And since we're about to be over enemy territory, I'm going to push it up to maximum continuous power. Just so that we're not spending any more time over enemy territory than we have to. I think it's kind of good to look after your people that way. I didn't mention it during the briefing or previously, but our loadout today is 6 rockets, 4.5-inch rockets, plus the machine guns, obviously.
Fighter to the northwest. Range half mile. Out.
That's our guys reporting that they're engaging a fighter. Okay, well, we'll keep our eyes peeled, but in principle, enemy fighters are someone else's problem. That doesn't mean we won't be vigilant, though. If they're to the northwest, then I'm going to maybe scoot off to the southeast to build some separation and let our guys deal with that situation. And I'll keep half an eye. Okay, we got flak coming up from the city down there.
Spotted 10 o'clock. Range about 2 miles. Engage.
If you guys have spotted vehicles, then go for it.
Chieftain, search for enemy ground targets. Ready to engage. Out.
I'll just keep my eyes peeled for anything else coming from the air. So that doesn't actually look like a railway station. That looks like a railway station. Are there any trains in town that we can shoot at?
Target destroyed.
Charlie, 4. Target destroyed.
Okay, well, our guys down, our fighter escorts seem to be having some success against the enemy fighters, so that's promising.
Patrol for ground targets on your own. Out.
Charlie,
I think these railway station buildings are kind of too big to realistically hit with my rockets. So what else have we got here that would make a good target? I wish I'd paid attention to where my guys were going. Oh, they're still in formation. Well, I told you guys to attack ground targets. So, you can do that. Yeah, I'm not spotting anything just yet.
I'm wounded.
Uh-oh.
Charlie 2, I'm on fire. Failing out.
Okay. I guess not everything's going our way. What's going on over there, anyway? Who are you? Those are thunderbolts. Are they mine? Did they break off? Not sure. Starting to feel a little paranoid, like I should be focused on keeping my tail clean. Yeah, those are just my other P-47s. I thought you guys said you'd spotted a target. Try giving that order again. Let's see. Yeah, attack nearest ground target, please.
For enemy ground targets. Ready to engage. Out.
Well, I might just start having a bit of a look down these railway lines. I presume we would expect enemy trains to be coming from the east into town. direction of the rest of Germany and all that. Wonder if there are any trains inside those station buildings. I can think of one way to find out. Haven't seen any other airplanes, so wherever that engagement with the enemy fighters is happening, it's probably not too near us.
Spotted 11 o'clock. Range about 2 miles.
Really?
Out.
Whoa, did someone just... I think I just saw an airplane crash into a house. Is that one of mine? Ooh. Someone's managed to knock down that building, though. Okay, rocket! Firing on a friendly... Yeah, there must be wreckage of... Yeah, I think one of my Thunderbolts went in down there. Okay, and now that building's just popped back in. Oops. That's weird. I'll just pretend I didn't see that. Do I try to knock down the building then if there's obviously a train in there? I think I do. Okay. Well, put some rockets into that. Put some more rockets into that. Yeah, once again, there must be wreckage of a friendly aircraft down there. I'm not sure if I knocked down the building or that bug is just manifesting again. I guess it is. Well, in that case, my option is to try and shoot into it, I guess. Wish we'd brought some bombs today. Yeah, I don't really want to take advantage of the pop-in like that. And I also don't want to accidentally hit the building. So that's all my rockets fired, I think. Yeah, just trying to think here now. I might actually have a relatively clean shot into the building there. Okay, it's only when I zoom in that the building goes poof, though I just won't zoom in that hard. Or when I get too close. Okay, I'm starting to get a little bit sick of Jerry's mysterious disappearing railway station buildings here. I presume you guys have seen that thing, like, maybe I can give them a patrol order. Go for ground targets, why not?
For ground targets on your own. Out.
And I will continue trying to shoot the train in that building through the open front door. And there's only really one good direction to attack it from, so I'll just have to fly a bit of a racetrack. Because south to north really seems to be the only way. There are buildings in the way in the other direction, so we'll just do it this way. Not sure if my bullets actually went into the building or if it's correctly modeled that it has this open front entrance. No, they're definitely going inside. Okay. I guess I can carry on doing that. It's sort of open at the sides. It's only a sort of half-shelter building. Ah! That pop-in is very strange.
Chieftain 2, target destroyed. Chieftain 2,
Hmm.
engaging AAA to the south. Range half mile. Out.
Okay, I guess the rest of my guys are trying to suppress some flak that they found in the area. I guess that's a useful thing to do. As long as they don't get themselves shot down in the process. Don't really want to lose anyone else today. Ooh, something went up that time.
Chieftain, rejoin formation and continue with the mission. Chieftain 2, engaging AAA. to the
Okay, I guess those guys are
northwest.
satisfied they found everything.
Out. Chieftain 4, engaging AAA to the northwest.
I'm not sure where that AAA is that they're talking about, but they're doing something useful, so I won't really mind too much. Since my rocket pods are empty, I'm going to jettison them.
Engaging vehicles to the southwest. Range about 2 miles. Out.
Engaging vehicles is always useful, so you guys go right ahead.
Chieftain, rejoin formation and continue with the
No,
mission.
you don't need to do
Out.
that. Whatever. See if I can get that locomotive. It's a weird thing trying to avoid a building I can't see.
2, engaging AAA. Range half mile.
I'd rather attack that locomotive from the side, but that's really not an option.
Engaging AAA to the southwest.
With all the buildings there.
Half mile. Out. Chieftain 4.
Well, I say that, it might be.
To the southwest.
There might be a gap I can shoot.
3
Nah,
miles.
definitely not. Okay, get as low as I can without hitting the rooftops. Once again, try and hit the locomotive. Ooh, I think I might have got it that time. I certainly saw plenty of steam shooting at the sides of it.
Engaging fighter to the northwest. Range about
Nice engaging fighter again. I'm really surprised that we've encountered the Luftwaffe in 2 out of 2 missions now.
Range about 1 mile. Out.
Hang on, we got 2 Thunderbolts, and what's this? If one of my guys went in. Unless they didn't, and I'm seeing something different.
Engaging vehicles to the southwest. Range 2 miles. Out.
That is P-47. That is a P-47. Okay, now I can't see the other guy. Maybe it's one of the Typhoons. That also looks like a P-47. Well, I'll try and figure it out after my next run. Seems I am getting credit for these things. We'll see how that goes in the debriefing, since we had issues with that last time. I've hit about all I can hit from the front of the building, so I might have another go from the north side, but that was going to be tricky, I think.
Chieftain 2, engaging AAA. Range about 1 mile. Out.
Okay, well, keep engaging AAA as long as you're being careful.
2, engaging AAA. Range about 1 mile. Out.
We might have a reasonably straight shot towards the train for a little bit there. That's going to be real tricky, especially since I can't see the bloody building. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a trick shot, I think. And I'm out of ammo anyway, but we did get something else on that train. Okay, well, I'm not really at all certain what the rest of my guys have been shooting at this whole time, but I think I will round them up now. Let's see. There isn't really a rejoined formation, is there?
Chieftain 2, engaging
What if I tell them to return to base?
range about 2 miles out.
Which I can't do because it's overlapping with the track IR command. I guess I should have thought of that. Well,
Chieftain 4, engaging vehicles, range about 2 miles out.
gauging vehicles. I'm very curious as to where you're doing this. I thought I saw a flash over there, maybe not. No, there's nothing there. Where did you guys go? 'Cause if they're engaging targets, then they're not going to be in formation. What if I just give them a formation?
Chieftain V formation.
Will they join up if I give them that command? I'm not sure.
Chieftain 2, engaging AAA, range about 1 mile out. Charlie 3, engaging fighter to the southeast, range 2.5 miles out.
Engaging fighter, eh? One Thunderbolt. Two Thunderbolts, and he does actually seem to be joining up on me, so maybe that worked? Alright, what's our egress heading? 252. Okay, I'll take that heading, and I'll stay at maximum continuous power just because we are still over enemy territory. I'll climb a bit so that any AAA I haven't spotted won't cause so much trouble for us. What did I say the heading was? 252. Take that heading. I'm not going to use the auto level for a little bit just because I'm not going to fly in a completely straight line until we're no longer over enemy territory.
2, engaging AAA.
No, you're not. You're forming back up.
Range about 1 mile out.
How about do like me?
Chieftain, follow me out.
That might work. We'll see. Anyway, we should be back over our own lines pretty quickly at this point because, again, we're quite close to the front line. So at that point, I think I can fly level and set cruise power, all that good stuff. So yeah, 252. Based on how we were drifting last time, I think the winds might be slightly from the south, but they... Oh my god!
Charlie,
What was that?
engaging fighter to the southeast, range half mile out.
I have no control. I don't have enough aileron authority. Was that a fighter or was that AAA? AAA right over the front line, I think. Okay. I have the stick deflected all the way to the right. I'm standing on the right rudder. There's no way I have enough control authority to land, so I'm going to bail out once we're over friendly territory. Once I'm absolutely certain. So I'll probably fly as close to base as possible. Get some altitude in case a wing falls off, so I still have time to bail out. And tell you what, open the canopy so that I can see better. Okay, you guys.
Charlie,
be some way to do this. Return to base. Well, aviate, navigate, communicate. Kind of someone else's problem right now. Okay, just reference the ADF. Home directly towards home base. Is there a friendly airfield that's closer? Not really. Akin might technically be closer, but it's also kind of the wrong way.
Charlie 3. Engaging fighter.
Tell you what,
Range half mile.
I'm tempted to see how she's gonna handle if I slow down.
To the east. Range about 4.5 miles. Eyes.
Because if that'll work, I might be able to save the airplane. I really doubt it though.
Rejoin formation.
Let's see, 200 miles an hour. I still have just enough aileron authority to stay level. .180.
Charlie 4.
Stick is in a full right lock at about
Range about
170. I can still roll slightly right. Tell you what, I might be able to save it. But we're not going to be able to use any flap on landing because the port side flap is gone. Give me some rudder trim. That might help with this situation. All the way over, I think. Keep her at max continuous power for now. Where are we? Okay, that forest belt is behind us. That puts us, yeah, about a third of the way back to base. Tell you what, I'm gonna fly there and then make a decision whether I'm gonna try and land or just bail out over the field. Okay, so here's the situation. That's Y-29 up there. I'm lined up with the runway. I've determined the airplane is controllable down to at least 170 miles an hour. So what I'm going to do is try and save the airplane. I'm going to do a flaps up landing. My other Thunderbolts have formed back up with me. I think we're out of danger now, so I will tell them to return to base. Just with a key command, which I looked up instead of the communications menu. So, now that I've got some margin, well, while I've still got some margin to work with, let's try putting the gear down. Safety speed for the gear, I think, is normally more like 190 miles an hour, but see if I care.
Requesting landing approach. Over. Chieftain. Proceed. Chieftain 3. Roger. This is Chieftain 4.
Alright.
Landing approach. Over.
Gear is down. Airplane is still controllable. Auto-rich. Prop full forward. Maintaining 200 miles an hour. I don't think I want to let the speed back too far. We're going to be landing very fast, but we'll see how we can do. Oh, she's starting to fall off. Power.
This is Chieftain, leader, requesting landing clearance. Over. Chieftain. Affirmative. Clear to land.
Alright, hang on to your butts.
Copy.
There goes my aileron authority. Whoa! She's gonna cartwheel.
This is Chieftain, leader, landed. Over. Clear the runway. Chieftain, leader, roger.
Okay, well, it's not possible to bail out on the ground, but make sure everything's off, and then at this point I would jump out of the airplane and run away. That being said, nothing seems to be burning. Okay, well, the airplane's probably a write-off, but we've made it back. I don't think there's much more to say about that. I'll see you in the debriefing. Okie dokie, time for debriefing. So, combat report. Yeah, continue with claims. No air-to-air victories, but I definitely destroyed some ground objects, so if I don't get credited with those again, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed. But, yeah. Submit my report. Start the debrief. See what really happened here. So, Typhoon shot down by a 109. Okay, let's review these in order. Or no, not a 109, by an FW-190 Dora 9. Let's see. Near Mönchengladbach. Okay, so this is the Thunderbolt I saw go in. Major William Willis. I don't think he's one of ours. He wasn't on our mission. There wasn't a major along with us. Of the, yeah, 36th Fighter Group. Yeah, that's not one of ours because we're with the 50th. So that was an unrelated mission, maybe? Where I saw that happen? So maybe all of our guys actually did come back today. Okay. So, yeah, that P-47 crashed, but it seems the pilot survived and became a prisoner of war. Okay, and it looks like my guys who attacked those anti-aircraft guns actually did some damage, so that's good. I was actually credited with the train cars, so that's fine. Let's see, what else? 190 was shot down by one of our escorting Typhoons. Good job, but then we lost another Typhoon to another FW-190. Yeah, the Dora 9 is going to be a tricky opponent for the Typhoon, so I can see that being a pretty close to an even contest. Yeah, so basically it looks like we went 2 for 2 in the air-to-air picture, because, yeah, why didn't I read this one? I guess I scrolled past it without thinking, so. Yeah, we lost 2 Typhoons, and they shot down 2 FW-190s, but that's a little bit outside the scope of what's my responsibility. So in that case, yeah, so brought down by an anti-aircraft gun, so I wasn't bounced by a fighter. And, you know, this was right after I was talking about, oh, well, I don't want to fly straight and level in enemy territory, but then I thought I was already over the lines, so I guess that's an expensive lesson that I need to be a little bit more careful in the future. Lightly wounded. We'll see how long that puts us out of action, but I think that's pretty much everything reviewed, so debrief completed. Let's see. I can add a little bit to the narrative. Destroyed train under mysterious disappearing building. Thunderbolt was seen to crash near the target. Yeah, and honestly, I'm really kind of disappointed about that whole disappearing building thing, experiencing that bug in the midst of a mission. I hope that doesn't happen again, because that was kind of cheesy, but what are you gonna do? So in the end, yeah, I was credited with destroying a locomotive and 3 train cars, and that I think that might have been about all it was carrying, so shot that thing up pretty good. Wish I'd brought some bombs, because then I could have just knocked down that station building, invisible or otherwise. In the future, probably when I'm assigned the role of flight lead, I might edit my loadout. Previously, I've just been taking what they give me, but yeah, taking a full load of bombs and rockets would have been helpful on that mission, so I'll consider that a lesson learned. Next page. And yeah, one of our guys got an anti-aircraft gun. Great. P-47 D-28 flown by Flight Lieutenant Thomas Bell has been lost in combat. 4th February 1945. Isn't the 4th, it's the 2nd. Actually, I'm not entirely sure what that's about. Maybe I missed something in the debriefing. February 4th, that's a little weird. Anyway, oh, is this just all stuff that happened while I was, while I'm sitting in the hospital recuperating? I think it probably is. So we got 2 new pilots. Second Lieutenant Victor Simpson and Clark Junger. Cool. I've been awarded the Purple Heart, unsurprisingly. Wounded somewhere, not entirely sure, well, what, but yeah. So, finished. Back to the main screen. And yeah, it seems I'm returning from the hospital on February 4th? Or am I still in it? Is it going to let me do a mission from here? Anyway, well, I'll figure that all out on my own. So 2 missions, actually credited with some ground targets. But that's okay. We survived the mission, if by the skin of our teeth. I'll be back with the next one reasonably soon. Toodles.